Good evening. Hello. How is everyone doing? Welcome to Midsummer Night's Dreams, my annual program here on Metaphysical Communion and the live page. So good to see all of you here tonight. And let's see, hopefully everything's working just right. We'll give you a moment to join in on the program. I'm checking my camera, obviously. Hopefully audio is working well. And we'll give it a few moments to see if people are seeing me out there, and especially if you can understand what I am saying to you right this moment. So, we're here on a cool midsummer's night here August 21st. And due to Hurricane Erin being very active right now in the Atlantic Ocean, not too far from where I am living. So we've had a bit of wind today. Temperatures have gone down at least 20 degrees since 2 days ago. We know that Erin was pretty close by earlier this morning. So I know the eastern seaboard here by New York, New Jersey, Long Island are experiencing some high waves, sometimes up to 15 to 18 feet. So that's been impressive. And hopefully there won't be much flooding. If there has been, I haven't seen anything in the news yet at this time. So that's a good sign. So far, so good. I'm just checking my other source here as usual to make sure everything's working right. Here, at least from the audio perspective, I mean, from the video perspective, I can see myself here. Let me tune into my voice for a moment and see if I'm understandable. Here, at least from the audio perspective. Yes, I am, from what I just heard from my end. So that's a good sign. So anyway, I hope everyone's summer has been good. It's been a bit of an interesting time this particular summer. We've had a lot of hot weather, especially last month. Some really blistering days there. We've had like 3 heat waves so far here in the northern portion of the country, and I'm expecting a fourth and a fifth later on. So once this hurricane clears out, I know the temperatures will start to rise, and we'll be back in the upper 80s in a few days, perhaps as early as this weekend. And I know that the following week we should have somewhere in the 80s, but I am expecting at least another 2 heat waves, for this summer. And that's one of my predictions and so far, for tonight. And so we're enjoying a bit of this, cool, weather here in the meantime. And things have been a bit hectic, as we know, in the past few weeks in regard to lots of energies happening in the world and lots of people departing, the world, especially last month. And it was absolutely astounding. And I spoke about it a bit last month when I popped in on an impromptu, visit here on Facebook Live. And and again, we've had that. Luckily, this month it seems to have subsided somewhat. We've had enough loss already. We certainly don't need an avalanche more of people departing. So that was quite impressive, very emotional. Added a lot to it for the first half of the season so far. A lot of heavy energy. A lot of the planets were, out of sync, and a lot of changes, especially between June and July. So we've had a lot of astrological changes happening about, which I spoke about as well. Things are starting to settle a bit, here more, at least for this particular month. So, especially after the second portion of July, and that included my birthday, which was July 24th. So it was good to experience at least a little bit more of more relaxed energy, coming through. I mean, there was still some heaviness, is still some tumultuousness about. But for the whole run, these things are starting to improve gradually, by then. And then with this month, we've had, of course, the Perseid meteor shower, which really began officially from July 29th and concluded on August the 12th. So we had a lot of high power energy with this particular Perseid shower this year. It was very strong, very bright. I was out there searching for the stars and hoping that somehow a star would fall and I would catch it. So I was out there, the evening, especially of August, the 12th or so, between August 11th and August 12th, which was the peak of the meteor shower. So anywhere between the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th is the peak of the meteor shower. We are still under that aspect, actually. So we still have some more power. It's coming to a conclusion finally around now. But the meteor shower lasts, altogether for good 3 weeks or so. We're at the very tail end of it at this point. But we still feel some powerful aspects of it, nevertheless. In addition, we also had the Lionsgate portal on August the 8th, which was particularly powerful as well. Having, Perseid meteor shower so strong in our midst, and and everything in the sign of Leo, which was particularly strong this year too. A lot of spiritual energy happening about. So I did an annual celebration of the 8 days of Isis in honor of the goddess because their energies are so strong and powerful at this time. A lot of Egyptian energy is very strong. We also had the anniversary of the passing of Queen Cleopatra of Egypt, which happens to coincide fairly close to all of this. And the dates of that really range between August 10th through the 12th when she passed on into spirit. And that's always a very powerful time as well because she was basically the last pharaoh of Egypt. So I always like to do a remembrance of that too. Her energy plays beautifully into all of this because she was also a follower and very devoted to the goddess Isis. And Isis being the most powerful goddess of the ancient Egyptian religions. And with Cleopatra being so attuned, to that, and considering herself to be a part of the goddess Isis also during her reign, in Egypt. So a lot of strong female energy circulates around this time period. And so we had, a good amount of energies here for that. And now that we're in August 21st here, we're at the very, very end of Leo. So at this point, we're about to come into welcoming the sign of Virgo. And that will be an earth sign. So we're moving from fire, to earth. I certainly have been celebrating this past month very strongly, since, as I believe, and many others do also, that when we have our birth month, our birthday, we feel the energies 1 month before and then 1 month after. So the energy starts to basically rise, 1 month before to your actual birth date, which is at its peak when your natal sun returns, to your sign and, of course, to your birth. And then the month after, where the energies are still very strong, but they start to gradually wane, also. So experiencing that. So this has been my annual turning point, here, for me. And it's been quite busy personally for me. For those of you who follow me on my page, on my personal page, you know that there's been some things going on a bit with my brother's health a bit, but he's starting to, recover, from that very well. He had a bit of pneumonia last month, unfortunately, was hospitalized. Um, as of this, that was 2 days ago, he was released from the hospital finally and is now in a temporary rehab. Unfortunately, they had to put a PEC tube, in order to give him nutrition. He is having some problems with dysphagia of the esophagus, which makes it hard for him to accept, solid food at this time. This is not so unknown to us because he was having some issues with his esophagus for the last several years when he caught pneumonia for the first time before the pandemic. That was back around 2018, 2019. He was also hospitalized for that. And then that problem with dysphagia started from there. But he was still being able to eat, even though things had to be pureed. But now, I guess with this second bout of pneumonia, unfortunately, it's affected his esophagus again, and now he's had to have a PEC tube inserted, but he's doing well. He is able to ambulate. He doesn't have it on him for 24 hours a day. So he's able to move about, have some activities. He's recovering from things. He'll be fed through that. Who knows how long? Perhaps, unfortunately, the rest of his life. We're praying for the best here. It's unknown at this time. But at least he's receiving proper nutrition and he's feeling good and he's regaining his strength and he has his balance, he's returning. So he is recovering, thank goodness. Mother's had a few little, issues here and there with her health here and there, her teeth, her new dentures are an issue that has to be readjusted for her so she can eat properly. So eating has been a little bit challenging the past almost 2 weeks or so, but she still got her old teeth, so she's coming along and hopefully getting back, on that one. And one or two little things also with, her other providers, so we're looking into that as well. And so far so good. So she's, regaining herself a bit here and there. She is getting older, obviously too, but we're closely monitoring everything. So it's been, a bit busy for me, this particular month, with all of this happening about. And so I wasn't able to be on the shows, like I had originally planned earlier in the summer to do with all of these unexpected, events that have come up. So, but luckily things are starting to subside. The energies are starting to rebalance. We are through our Mercury retrograde finally, and that came to a conclusion on August 11th. We were in the post shadow period. However, it was a particularly strong Mercury retrograde, and we've had three very strong Mercury retrogrades. So this year has been particularly important, for this. And this one being, at least I felt it, the strongest of the three so far. But things again are starting to pass. We're basically through the Mercury shadow period here. So things are really going to start to fall more back to normal. Our minds will be better, more clearer, we'll be sharper, we'll be feeling more like ourselves once again. We won't have, difficulties with things here and there like we were having in the last month or so, as Mercury is known, to do. Hopefully, communications will be clear once again. We'll be brighter of mind, feeling more grounded, more to ourselves. And let's pray that the final Mercury retrograde of the year, because we're going to have four of them this year, you know, won't be as challenging as these previous three have been. So we're here right now with the passage of this. Right now we have some good energies with Mars and Libra falling into place, giving strength and energy. But with Libra's energy, which is peace, love, and calm, working together pretty well here. Our other astrological aspects basically are now falling into place more. So hopefully, things are better there too. And hello, Lori. How are you, Annette? Hello. Good to see both of you here. It's happy that you've just finally found me. You're here. At least your messages are coming through now. They weren't coming through before. But I see that your messages have been in for the post. Well, a minute. Okay, so you finally found me. Okay, here. So I'm glad that we're all together here. And so that's the thing right now with this. However, uh, Spirit has been very, very good and very strong in the last 3 weeks of all this movement. A lot of spiritual movement has been taking place because all these strong astrological and astronomical aspects have been, opened for all of that. Right now we are in midsummer, which is also a very strong time, to here for Spirit, as the season starts to gradually change. We went through, our harvest, our first harvest on August the 1st, here. So we're in the harvesting season, at least the first one of it. So we're starting to reap what we have sowed throughout the spring and the first half of the summer. So now things are starting to give fruit and provide and start, showing their signs. So some of the energies are starting a bit already to alter and change a bit. And yes, we do have the hurricane, that also is affecting the atmosphere as well. As we've all known, we've had some heavy energy with the Canadian wildfires also in the last 2 weeks, which have affected the air quality here in the upper northeastern, portion of United States here. We've had haziness, we've had bad quality of air. So those people who have suffered, from problems with breathing, with lung issues, or so have had to be extra careful. Humidity has been high also. Energy for the air has been a bit dense, if you've noticed as well. Besides the weather being extremely warm, we had an orange hue in the sky, for a good 2 weeks or so, as well as the haze coming down from Canada. So that affected a lot of things too. We've had some spectacular sunsets and because of this also, which has been nice, but it hasn't been the most comfortable, atmospherically speaking. Nevertheless, we've had some high spiritual energy, out and about here, and I've certainly, felt, some of that, here too, and a few visits here and there, spirit letting me know that they're around a little bit, not just for myself, but for one or two other people, also. So that's been interesting to experience, also. And we had some events at the Eyes of Learning. We had a wonderful Meet the Psychics Night, the old name of it, now known as Psychic Circles, just last Friday. And that was a very nice evening. The weather was good. We had a good crowd of people. We had new psychics who came in, to do readings for the audience. And they were all very, very good, very sharp, very on point. Mother and I were in attendance, and we were very lucky that we had a number of them give us, some spot readings while we were there. So we learned a few things there, also too. So that was especially fun, for us. And it was, again, as usual, a very fun evening. 5 psychics going about, lots of good energy, lots of good readings. Also for many people, they did read for a good amount of people, this time. So it was a very nice evening, a fun summer event to, participate in. Hello, Christine. Good to see you here also. So that was good. The energies were high. I was picking up on things as well, also for people, too, while I was there. And even gave, two or three messages separately, from the event for, two or three people there. Also, as I picked up on some stuff, so I delivered the messages, to them. So high energy, good feeling, lots of nice people, very positive evening. We had a really good time, there too. So Spirit has been working very well, for a lot of people here, and we've had good, experiences, throughout, the few weeks, at least from that side of things there. And I've certainly felt it as well too. And so at this point, we're in the midsummer, as I said. So that's part of the reason why the energies are so high. Also, it happens annually here. And it's just signaling the change of the season, which will be coming, already. So we're getting a bit of a preview, here. But like I said, summer is still here and will not be going anywhere for quite some time. We're going to be having a lot more summer all the way to the end of September. So there's lots of more beach days. I intend to go be back at the beach as well too, and travel about here also. Actually, I'm planning something as well to go about for a few days and see what we can do. And now the hurricane seems to be passing, and the energy is moving farther north and farther out into the Atlantic. Hopefully, our energy here, our weather will start to improve, especially starting this evening in the middle of the night or so. I'm expecting a nice change to more summer-like weather once again. And our weekend, should be very positive also. So let's see where we can go about, and who knows? I might give you a surprise or so. I'll report something back if I manage to pull something together and do something and go out somewhere. So it's always good to have a mini vacation now that things are settling here too, also. Um, but so we are in this time period, we are feeling it. I know I is sensitive, and perhaps many of us who are sensitive, are picking up on it. And we're getting a good preview, this year of this energy, making itself known. So at least I'm feeling it more from a spiritual side more than from the more physical side, even though it's making itself somewhat apparent. But I feel that this particular spirit season, which will be coming upon us, uh, in the next few weeks, is going to be particularly strong and particularly positive this year. So I expect many events to be unfolding and many opportunities to be coming in, and it should be a very strong time for spirit. So a lot of us are going to be feeling it and having our own experiences also, with this. So be open and be aware, see what happens. It will come to you. You don't have to be really so much seeking out for it, okay? So at this point, I am open, for readings or so. If anybody has questions, or so, um, if you want to spot reading, let's begin, with that. And let's enjoy, the midsummer. And that's what we're here for. And to give messages and to provide readings for all of you and to open the channels and, see what's out there for you, what may come, to you. So I have so far here 3 people that I can see so far. There's probably perhaps a few more out there that are not making themselves so known. But if you have a question for spirit, please ask, you know, for this. And I am open to provide. And the spirits are here. And we hope to, to provide what's out there for you. And so I will wait for anyone to write it in the chat and see what you have to say, if anything, okay? If not, we'll just keep talking about, the atmosphere here and the weather, how bizarre everything's been. And it's been a bit interesting. It's been a rather chaotic period also this summer, as we know, too, in the world. And it's just, just be true to yourself, be your authentic self. Don't be rattled by things. Yes, pay attention, you know, think about it, make plans if necessary, do what you need to do, but keep, true to yourself. And that will keep you grounded and keep you in a way to handle what may come and what things may come to try to like discombobulate things or whatever. Don't let it get the best of you. That is all. Just go with the flow. That's the best thing you can do for your health and well being, here. So we have that going there. So at this point, I'm trying to think of what else I can tell you in regards to things from this aspect of the spirit world or so. So yes, I've had some connections. Spirits let me know that they're there, of course. I've had, a few dreams and whatever. Good evening, Joanna. Good to see you here. And yes, Christine. Okay, so here's our first question, for here. So yes, it has been a bit tumultuous for you, Christine. Even though you've been doing well in handling things the best to your ability, obviously. Uh, but I feel, that your nerves have been a bit, rattled, by certain things for you. Um, you know, just keep level with your health. Don't let that, start to affect you too much or make you too nervous or whatever. You know, um, just keep aware of your health. Do what you are doing to settle things once again. Don't let it, shake you up too much about it. Um, that's the first impression that I'm receiving here, for you. And the external stuff or whatever, that's also causing a few worries or concerns. Again, just say about you'll find a way to handle and do what you need to do. Financially, you know, again, just, things will start to work out a bit better too there. Just do what you need to do there. Um, be conservative, as you're already starting to do, here. That's what I'm getting here also, for this. Um, it'll start to work out. You just be patient. Just be patient. Because the unexpected or things that come up all of a sudden, I know I'm going through some of that myself too. Um, and So that's what I'm seeing here. And if there's 1 or 2 people that are being a little bit like problematic or so, just a sense of that I'm getting for some reason. Um, again, just, try to communicate the best you can with them, stave them off as best as possible here. Um, you're busy working what you have to settle things and make things right here. You just got to take charge of things first and do what you need to do there. And um, don't let one person in particular disappoint you, also. And That's the thing to do here. To just to be, mindful of that. Okay. If I pick up anything more for you, I will, come back to you here, for this. And let me see. And then we have Valerie over here. Hello, Valerie. And let's see. Thank you. Good to have you here too, and see you here as well. Your question. Let me see. Um, the answer to that is yes. There will be a good feeling to it. Um, it's going to take a little bit of work to do, a little bit of time for this. However, it's not going to move as quickly as you would like. But ultimately, yes, there will be, it will be good, also. It will be, at least from what I'm being shown here, what we presented is positive. Uh, but not in the, it seems like you want it to be immediate, but it's not going to be so much there. It's going to take a little bit more, to do a little bit more time for some reason. Uh, it's give it a little bit more time here, for this. Actually, that works out better because it gives you more time to prepare as you need to. But um, but it seems like there's a place that you're really eyeing already that really looks good. But hmm, there's some things that have to take a little more time before to actually achieve this type of thing. That's what I'm getting here. Um, hmm. I'm also seeing something with working with people in particular or associating with people, here a bit more. And especially the male figure also that appears to be a bit more prominent here with you for some reason. So there seems to be something here relating with this particular male person, also. There's more communication that is needed here with this person. You have to speak a bit more and clarify the air a bit, here. There's certain things that are not exactly, there seems to be a little bit lack of communication, here. It should be better. That has to be opened up and revealed out with this particular male figure here. Um, so this was also needs to be looked at, here too. So be aware of that, also. All right, so we'll see as we move along. Uh, let's see who else is asking for questions here. Um, Lori, let me see. Well, of course, Lori, we always have spirits around us, but in particular, there seem to be some of our furry friends, in particular, you know, who are strong right now with both of you, actually. Uh, but with you. So I'm picking up on that for some reason, that they're particularly close, with you. There's also some of the humankind, also spirits as well too. But the animal spirits are the ones who are a little bit more prominent. There's three in particular that I'm picking up on, here as well. Okay, so there is a cat, there is a dog. Um, there may be another cat as well too, from what I'm getting a sense of here, and they are there, and your humans and spirits, are together with them, so they seem to be taking care of them, with them. They're working together from what they're showing me here, so that it's not that the animals are alone, here. Apparently your family, whatever, who are in spirit or whatever you are close to, are working with your animals, and are in essence taking care of them. Not in the same way that they're taken care of here, but they are, taking care of them. At least there's a gentleman particularly who's very strong, and a lady as well. Two. There seems to be a fairly older gentleman. He's showing me his glasses or spectacles. So this is an older gentleman in particular here. That, and the woman uh, most likely seems to be like, oh, okay. Ooh. Um, all right. See, wherever I'm being shown here, his sister as well too. So there's a brother and a sister who are older, who are together, who are family, and they are part of this experience for you with spirits as well too. And just being very much strongly around you at this time, because things are a little better for you than they have been in quite a while. Things were a little rough there for you, but things seem to be getting a little better for you. Nevertheless, they're still supporting you because apparently you need it, okay? And even though you're feeling a bit better or so, whatever, but you still need support, and they're certainly providing that to you. So it's well needed. Okay, so that's what they're showing me at this point. Okay, so moving along, we have Kyla here. Hi, Kyla, how are you? Are there any messages for you? Well, let's see. Energetically, um, energetically, you're doing fine. First of all, let me tell you that one. There's a lot of good energy about you. So that means that things are working out nicely and well. For you, from what I see here. And, oh, okay. So, mhm. So there may be some changes that you weren't planning so much, but there are some changes for you. Uh, and they'll be more apparent in September, so next month. You'll see, you're already kind of, you know what these changes are apparently, or but they'll be really showing them, so you'll be living them more next month in particular. So things have shifted a bit for you, and it wasn't exactly the planned, but things have shifted for you. So there's some changes about beginning next month more that are really going to make themselves more known, and you're going to be seeing it and living the experience more, for the next few weeks. It's a gradual process, but um, it'll be more. You'll be really being more fully into it in a few weeks, and you'll be okay with it. You're just going to go with it as you need to, and so plans changed, from a few months ago. And it wasn't exactly what you were expecting, but now things are kind of changing a bit. So here we go, with that. But it's all good. It's all good. And we see that happening there. As I'm talking about this, I see a male, a relatively younger male, getting the feeling that he's more here than he's in spirit. Someone with a uniform. I see a younger male wearing a jacket or like a coat, and he's got these military buttons, three on either side, and and he's just there all of a sudden insignificant for some reason, with you, and um, and he seems to be like someone who's being helpful for you or working together with you. And this is what I'm being shown. So someone in a uniform or wears a uniform for their job, for their work, and working together with you, being supportive and working together. And this is part of this shifting in energy, also here, if this makes any sense to you. And this is what I'm being presented and shown for you. It's a dark blue jacket or coat. So that's what I'm seeing here. But he's standing like next to you, but facing you. And it shows that it's like very helpful. And this person is service oriented. And whatever they do, because I feel this is someone here as opposed to in spirit, um, it they are very much into service to others, and that is their job, that is their profession. So that is what I'm being shown. for you here. So there is that support somehow because things have changed and have changed, in ways that were different than were originally planned. Again, I'm just repeating that once again a few months ago. And that's where it's there. And of course, you're going to be busy, especially starting next month more and more, and trying to handle, lots of things. Always trying to do two things at the same time. So that's a lot of busyness, Kyla. So, good luck to you with all of that. And but it's movement towards the future. It's definitely very future oriented, a shifting of your future. Um, but it's like you're all right with this. You're okay with this. It's not something that's disturbing. It's not something that's causing you, oh, gee, I'm disappointed. This is that. This is all right. This is okay. And you're accepting of it and you're moving along with it for your future and moving into that, in a good way. So that's a positive right there. Um, Money will not be an issue for you. You'll have what you need. And that's a good thing there, too, for that. So we have that there for you. Um, so we've had a few of those messages already come through. I'm trying to see, or looking to see who else or what else presents themselves, as well too, for you, or for anyone here who is, receiving information. So that's big change for you, Kyla. Once again, very big change for you. Um, Very big change, for sure. So the next few months, for the new season, different than what you were originally anticipated. All right. So you have that there. Um, Coming back to Lori for a moment, I see that, again, you have a lot of help from Spirit because it's needed. And they're helping make things better and lighter for you. You do not feel as burdened as you did several months ago. So this is a good sign. Okay, just to reinforce that, for you, Lori. Okay, and things should gradually continue to improve, for you as well. In general, in your life. Hi, Patricia. How are you? Good to see you last week. It was so good to see you there. I'm glad that you're here, also. And, for sure. And Patricia, things are going to be starting to move rapidly for you in a good way. So be aware of that. Get ready. You're already feeling the improvement, also. And you should be feeling lighter, better, also. So I feel, a more positive direction for you coming immediately, right away. And this is very good to hear and to see, for you, also. And so this is good. And it'd be a bit busier too, which is a good thing also. But that helps. So between now and November, especially, you're going to be noticing a lot of this, Patricia. Okay, of improvement, for you, and being able to do more, as well too. So this is very, very good to experience, here. Okay, and it's like you're going to be perhaps going to more places, too, than you originally were thinking, and you're going to be able to do that. There'll be different places you'll be able to go to for whatever reasons that they are. But so you'll be quite mobile. You'll be quite mobile, which is good, and doing what you need to do, in a good way, also. It's all about, helping you out and making things better for you. So that's a strong positive right there. So that's good to see. More travel. Let's put it this way, more travel, more busyness, for you too. So that's a good thing. And progressing and moving on to the future, there between now especially and November. That is what I'm being shown. That's what I'm being seeing for you, right away. Uh, Excellent. Very good. Very good. Well, that's perhaps one of the positive changes, there. as well. So I see that people are planning to move here for some reason for the new season that's coming upon us. Well, it'll be a better time than it was this summer, that's for sure. Because again, I'm feeling that the new season to come, the fall season, will be much more positive than this past summer. Has been, and even parts of the spring also. A lot of tumultuous energy there. The last 2 months especially. But again, so many changes that took place, a lot of planetary movement, a lot of planetary shifting and changing into new positions, which was very powerful. Plus, a very strong Mercury retrograde, also. But things are starting to settle. As I said, Mars is now in Libra, which is a good thing. Uranus is settling in nicely too, as I see. And Uranus has been very busy the last few weeks, but we have a lot of that happening too. See, and look at my notes for a moment as I'm speaking to you to give you a little bit more accurate information here. Let's see. So let's talk about the current season here. So, oh, and especially we do have major movement, however, that we don't know how it's going to affect people in a way. Because beginning tomorrow, August 22nd, and that's a very powerful number. 22 is a master number, here. At this time period here, we have a black moon, coming, to being, which is a very powerful, in this case, a very rare moon, because we're going to have two new moons in the same sign, falling into place, and that will be the sign of Virgo. So whenever that happens, we'll have what is known as a black moon, and because it's on the very first day, of Virgo, in particular, that's especially powerful, there, and then we'll have another new moon in Virgo next month. Also. So from what I have learned, this does not happen very often. This occurs apparently once every 33 months. So it's quite rare, and it brings unusual energies since it is such an unusual placement, for the moon, to be falling under. So looking a bit at the notes here that I have regarding this, let's see. Um, let's see. Right. So this particular month will have a lot of that strong new moon energy because of the unusual placement that we have with the black moon, which will be that tomorrow night, especially, we see it already tonight. Again, the weather is part of it also. It's going to be exceptionally dark, darker than usual. And especially with August 22nd and August 23rd, you look up into the sky, it will be exceptionally dark because the moon basically will be hidden as part of this phenomenon. It will be a very dark new moon. That is why it's known as the black moon. And because of that, the sky will be exceptionally dark, but also we should be able to see stars exceptionally bright. So for those of you who live more in the rural areas where you don't have so much light from the cities, unfortunately, like I do here, but even with us, we might see a few things that we normally are not capable of seeing so much because of this particular placement of the moon. But if you are more rural, not so many tall buildings, not so many lights or whatever, if you can go out to the beach tomorrow night or so, or open spaces with not enough artificial light, do it, because you'll be able to see a lot of incredible stars and constellations with the naked eye that usually you may have more difficulty, observing. So it's a good night or 2 nights to stargaze. Take your binoculars, take your telescope with you out and about. Go to the beaches out there in Long Island in particular, or in the Bronx. You have Orchard Beach, if it's open up there, in Brooklyn, Coney Island, Brighton Beach. You can do that in the boardwalks over there. For those of you looking through in New Jersey, go to the boardwalk over there. And those in Long Island, you have a lot of beaches out there. Jones Beach, Long Beach, the beaches out there. More beaches that I know of, Sunken Meadow. If you're able to, go out there when night falls and look up into the sky, and see, what's out there, and see, how bright the stars are, and see if you can recognize anything. Take an app on the cell phone with you, such as Star Walk, or so download it. It's one of the better apps, Star Walk 2, a wonderful app that will point out to the constellations and where they're located, where you're at. So you can do that. The other one also, I forgot the name of it at the moment, Star Night or whatever, that, as you're looking into the sky, it'll point out where the constellations are, through your cell phone, where you are at. It'll tell you north, south, east, and west also. And look up at the sky, see if you can find the constellations with your own eyes, not just with the app alone. And draw in those energies. Concentrate on those particular energies, anything that means something to you strongly, as well too. So it'll be a good evening, for that type of thing and connecting to that type of energy. We also have to let you know that next month there will be a solar eclipse, also taking place. So this is part of the next 4 weeks energy of change of the sun, of the moon, eclipse, new moon energy. Very potent time period, along with the shifting and changing of the time period as we're moving from summer into fall, also very powerful time, for this. So as I'm looking at this a bit more here, let's see. Let me see what else happens. Okay. So be aware as of tomorrow night, we're feeling some of the energy already. You're here too. And then, um, so that's going to be strong for everyone. Everyone is affected by this very powerfully. So if there's a particular constellation that means something to you, a particular symbol up there, whether the Pleiades means something to you, the constellation of Lyra means something to you, uh, any of the constellations up there, Leo is still prominent up there, Virgo is coming into place. Tap into their energies, the stars that make up you know those constellations, the Orion's belt, for instance, which is much more prominent earlier in August as well too. But any of those star systems that speak to you, that you work with somehow, um, tap into that. Tap into those star systems. Tap into those energies. Whether it's, again, the Pleiadians, the Lyran systems, the Irma systems, the Urma, which are the cat people, the lion people. You know, tap into those energies. Tap into your signs. Look up into the heavens. Find where they are and absorb their energies. Look at the stars that make up those constellations. Take in those energies. Do a meditation. Absorb. Empower yourselves. This is a very potent time to do this. So this is crucial. It sets the tone for the coming season, for you. Gives you a sense of more empowerment, more connection with those energies, sentient, or even if they're just, energies from the stars themselves. Look into that from the ancients as well. See who you can connect with also. See if you receive messages because of this during this time. It is a very strong period for this to happen. Uh, Moving a little bit further down, as I see here also, because we're coming close to this period of time here, on August 25th is just a few days away over the weekend. The planet Venus will move into Leo. We talked about that before again. So that's a good thing to do. So it helps with your social life, activities, communications. Those things have been a bit weakened because of the Mercury retrograde. Now that we're out of it, we can once again connect with others in a more positive way. Go out, socialize, enjoy. Communications will be better, clearer, meet new people. All of those things also, see new things. I'm going to take heed of that myself, see if I can do that this weekend also. So we have some of that energy working beautifully here for you. And let's see, Venus will also be working with Neptune very closely also. So it'll give more deeper emotions. It'll be a time to just glamorize yourself a bit more. Wear your best clothing. Look pretty. Look handsome. Look better. It'll help you. You'll flourish with that. That'll be positive for you. You'll be at your best. It'll certainly help you when you go out and mingle out there. So again, August 25th, August 26th, very important for that. Moving along with that, also we have August 26th, which is also very positive from what I'm seeing here too. For you, Uranus, who has been a very busy planet in the last 3 months, is going to be sextile, meaning opportunities to Neptune. And that's going to be quite a rare aspect from what I'm being shown here. So Uranus rules, in this case, everyone's particular house. It'll be its strongest there. And that's going to have some good aspects for people in general here. So that's a good thing. Uranus will be in Gemini later on, working with Neptune in Aries, which also has some very strong, positive, high spiritual energy. So tap into that. Once you have the knowledge, you know this, focus and tap into that also here too. As I'm looking at some notes here as I'm going along, let's see. All right, very good. So it'll be good for, just clarifying things, doing work, etc., making things come through in a happier, stronger way. So there's some positive aspects happening here, and certainly an improvement. Even though last month there were some good aspects, also not to say that everything was, all, so heavy on the negative. There were some positive aspects throughout, and there was some good planetary positionings there. Jupiter was pretty good also in certain areas, and hopefully people benefited from that. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, happiness, growth, in whatever areas you choose, to utilize that energy, was always there for you too. And of course, Mars was pretty positive also, and Uranus was quite, busy there, too. But like I said, things are starting to fall more into place, and we should have a better time of it, energetically, and hopefully in the world, also too. So we're going to have a pretty positive, conclusion to this month, and hopefully a nice start to September, as well. So projecting that for you guys too, too. Lori, just to let you know, if you're still watching, uh, the gentleman that's holding, okay, seems to be very fond of, for instance, I do believe it seems to be, I'm not sure it's the dog or the cat. It must be the cat, because I think the dog would be a little bit too large for this. Uh, but it must be the cat that had a little bushiness for some reason. You would know better than I would. So, it's especially prominent with you, very much, helping you out with your health and well-being. Okay, just to make you aware, very strong about that. He keeps pointing to his eyeglasses for some reason. For that, whatever that means. So he's just letting you know that as well too. Okay. So that's going to be a good thing for you too. For Patricia, let me pick up some stuff here. Um, mhm. Patricia, it says that, I hope this makes sense to you in some way. Um, Enjoy the food that you're going to be eating. Uh, just enjoy it more, or you're going to be enjoying it more. That's the thing. So, see, oh, I see, Lori, very good. So, I see. So, that must be ringing a bell for you. I see. Okay, I see. Well, there's that connection there. Understood, understood. Oh, dear. I see. Well, the male energy that I'm picking up is very much, strong with you and being very supportive, for you. So be aware, and you connect, that would click for you, obviously. But for Patricia, if you're still looking, we see more of that. That's the message that they provided for you. Take that as it is for you, okay? For yourselves here. Joanna, if you're still watching, I'm starting to pick up something for you. I hope you're still on. Um, Things will be falling a little bit more into place. Uh, let's see. Um, all right, Joanna, later in September, things will be more secure for you. I don't want to divulge too much here, in the public, space here, but things will be more secure the second half of September for both of you, okay? So there'll be something still to work on and whatever, but things will start to be more solid. and more in place for you. Late September. By October, things should be much better improved for you, okay? And see how things finally fall into place more in October. Let's say first, second, and third week. So they'll be feeling a greater sense of your life. You're getting more in control of your life once again. That makes sense for you, okay? So see it that way. And like I said, I don't want to divulge more than that here in a public forum. Oh, I see, Lori. Okay, I understand. Okay. Well, let's see what can be done about that in a particular situation and see if there can be a change for the better, Lori, in regards to your sight. You're here too. That will take some more time. That will take some time, however. Um, so don't fall into despair, over this. Um, it may take a little while, but there may be some something there good that'll be in a more better way for you, in a positive way, coming through that way too, for you too. So be aware of that. Let's see who. Do, 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 do. Well, that we know. Okay. Um, Valerie, if you're still on, I'm getting something about a closet that you need to look into for some reason. Something about a closet. You need to look into your closet because there's something there that will be revealing itself in a way that you didn't expect. Okay? So look into the closet. You'll find something that you may not have for a long time or whatever. That suddenly will, you may have to dig in a little bit, but something will reveal itself that you were not even thinking that was possible. So look into your closet and dig in there and see what you got to find. There's something there that will reveal itself for you. Just popping up for that for some reason there for you. Okay? So I hope you're still on, listening. You're there too. Um, mhm, mhm. I'm just looking through all of you here to see if there's any additional messages before we close for the evening. Here. Um, Kyla, I'm just being told or informed to tell you that more dreams are to come true for you, if that makes any sense to you. Okay? So this next few months will be very revealing for you in that way, where more dreams are possible and more dreams can come through for you, or at least the very start of all of that for you. So that's what I'm being presented to show you there as well too. Okay? I don't want to go deep in this because again, this is a public place which you need divulging overly personal things. So that's what that means there. Um, and Christine, things, you know, are a little bit, down, a little bit chaotic or whatever, but do what you need to do to get things back under control for yourself. Once again, things were going pretty good for you for a while, there. And you seem to be, doing well, and you were doing well, or whatever, and then suddenly things went a little bit awry here and there. But don't let that, start to collapse. Don't allow that to happen. Keep the good feeling that you've had and the good experience you've been going through and the good energy that you've had in the last several months or so. That doesn't have to be lost. Okay, just do what you need to do to fix things, control things, whatever, put things in place or whatever, and so you can get yourself feeling back on track once again, in control of your life once again. The way you have been doing. For all this time, it is a strong case that you can do that. Okay, for sure. Very strong, much stronger than you're giving yourself credit for here. So you have that. So I'm going to be coming to a conclusion here, peoples, because I'm almost up to the hour. And it's an hour right now, actually, as I'm looking at the timer. So perfect timing for this. So I'm glad we were able to do these midsummer night readings and messages for you guys. And just remember, check in on my page, here at the Angelus Transpsychic Express. If you have any questions or whatever, you can send me a question or so through Messenger. Okay, I've been a little bit busy lately, so I've been a bit lax in responding to Messenger or messages lately because I have been so busy lately personally trying to keep things together here at home. So if you don't hear from me right away, don't be disappointed. It's not that I'm ignoring you. It's that my attention is being taken over by my responsibilities, for the time being. But I will get to you. So you have anything to say, anything more you want to say from this evening, for instance, any more clarification or so, send me a message through Messenger. All right. And I will, respond to you from there. And excuse me. And or else, all of my contact information is here on the page, as you know, as you've seen. And you can always reach me through here too. Okay. And we'll do that. Hopefully, starting next month or so, I'll be able to attend, some events, whether there's some festivals or fairs or whatever. I know that I'm already down for the Eyes of Learning October Fall Festival. For those of you who are interested or who do participate in that or go or whatever. So the word is out that the Eyes of Learning Fall Festival will be happening on October 19th this year. So that's wonderful. It's a little earlier than usual. But I'm also very happy about it because it's also Halloween season. It's right at the height of Halloween season. So as far as I know, that's the first because the festivals used to be in November. Always, or else the last few years in December even. This year, it's being done in October for Halloween. So that's going to be a very special fall festival that the Eyes of Learning will be presenting. And that's going to bring up a lot of energy because it's the spirit season and it's going to be a lot of spirits, a lot of psychic movement, a lot of activity, as the veil between the worlds, as they like to call it, is at its thinnest. Even though that's really, belief more than actuality. You can always connect with spirits any time of the year, no matter what. But because everybody's attention is drawn to it at that time period, the energies will certainly surge upward and be strengthened because of the communal mindset. So that'll be a very powerful, festival. Lots of psychics will be there to provide readings. I should be among them. I will be there in the afternoon doing readings there. So looking forward to that and whatever else that may come. If there's any other events or activities that I'm invited to, whatever, I will do my best, to be there to provide readings, also. And if you want a private reading with me or whatever, just send me, a message or whatever. See if we can work something out, here too. We can certainly do a private reading, whether through Zoom or whatever, which I have been doing them that way in the last few years. And or so I am, available for that. Okay. So in the meantime, it's the hour is concluded and things are going well. Thank you for those of you who joined me this evening and were here for our event. Thank you for your questions. And as usual, messages were given to you. And let's see what unfolds with those messages. Let's see what comes about from what is provided to you from Spirit this evening. And hope the best for you always. And hopefully things that were provided to you are relevant as well and ongoing now or should be very soon in the very near future for you and what's to come. Okay. And so everybody, just have a wonderful rest of the week and have a good weekend. Enjoy the summer weekend. We should be back to normal, with sun and heat and 80 degrees and more, whatever. Go to the beach, go out, do activities, go to events, go to restaurants, any events that are out there, go participate. I'm planning to do a few things myself. I'll let you all know. and hopefully things will work out. And I'll be seeing you on the next one, okay? So hopefully soon. So you all take good care, and um, I'll see you all soon. Next program or next whatever. Okay, so you all take care, and you all have a blessed evening, each and every one of you. Take care. Good night.